Hi, good morning. So I'll be presenting on the Sembawang shipyard, and I'll keep it very brief. So the table of contents is the historical research, the site timeline, the psychogeography, mappings, site sectional drawings, and the project narrative. And like I said, I'll keep it brief. So the site changed from mangroves and kampongs to British naval base to the Japanese wartime repair dock, then back to the Singapore's shipyard, and these layers create emotional background of the place. So for the timeline shows how quickly the site kept transforming. Every new era, the British, the Japanese, the Singapore, and it all left a different emotional mark on the place. And this is what shapes the design narrative. So for the first psychogeography, for the current site in the present, today the shipyard was very closed off, very fenced and intimidating from the outside. You can hear the industry and loud noises, but you can't enter. And this distance is still part of like what's so interesting about this site because it's kind of unreachable, if it makes sense. It's you can't see it and you only can hear it. You can't enter the place. So I also made a persona. His name is Dr. Takahiro Sato. This is the persona I used to understand the site emotionally. He's a rural Japanese doctor that was forced into the Navy during the occupation. He comes from a quiet fishing village, so Sembawang hits much more differently compared to back at home, and he became a doctor to prevent suffering, not to be part of war. So when he arrived at Sembawang, he feels pretty out of place, and both morally and physically. So I also made a kind of daily life as Dr. Takahiro Sato. His days are pretty stressful with injuries, accidents, and at night maybe he secretly helps laborers or writes letters back home, and this his emotional journey is what is shaped by the environment around him. So for my first psychogeography, during the Japanese occupation, the site became extremely controlled. Watchtowers, checkpoints, alarms, um, a lot of different smells and sights. The whole landscape felt very tense, very loud and dangerous. And the second psychogeography is through the eyes of Dr. Takehiro Sato. And through his eyes, the space became even heavier. The dry dock feels like a emotional void that could not be filled, kind of. The noises, the injuries, the walls makes him feel very trapped and very overwhelmed. And he has an internal conflict with himself about saving soldiers that are going out to kill again. So yeah. So for my activities, um, these past activities show how busy and communal the shipyard once were. The routes, like the workshops, the docks, how people interact, what do they do. So there's walking to workshops, commuting along the road, people harvesting, people playing, people drinking, eating, ship repairs, ferry movements, Japanese naval movements, the civilian workers, forced labor, and in the present, the area is quieter, more residential, and more separated, but the shipyard still gives off that industrial presence. People can do stuff like kayaking, fishing, park leisure, beaches, maybe eat at the barbecue pits at the park, and people can run, cycle, anything. Yeah. And for the past and present comparison, the biggest change is how the space went from communal movement to fragmented zones, but the coastline still acts as the emotional anchor. Like nothing changes about how they feel, not how they feel, but it's like how the Sembawang shipyard is perceived, which is very untouchable, very unreachable. And these are my side sections. They help me see the huge walls, the deep docks, the long corridors, blocked views, and the scale of the site adds to kind of like the pressure that was felt maybe during in the past and possibly in the present as well. And for my genius loci and design narrative, the spirit of Sembawang is a mix of industrial power, wartime memory, and emotional heaviness. So the dry dock is the heart of the place, like a kind of like a scar, but not really. Like a yeah, like a it's just history. It holds memory of labor, trauma, and survival, and silence. My design responds to the site's spirit through Dr. Sato's emotional journey. So I transformed the dry dock into a public landscape that opens up to the sea so community can experience what he never could. The goal is to turn a place of conflict into a place of reflection, healing, and connection. Thank you.